Good evening, listeners at home. This is Bekeme, aka Mommy Gio, and you're listening to the Good Citizen Show. The show is brought to you by CSR in Action and is funded by ACT Foundation. So this week, we're continuing with our Entrepreneurship Series. The week before, the first week, we had Ibrahim, who runs a nail shop, who literally started from nothing and, started from the bottom. Now we're here. And then we also had the Cribs home last week talking about her surgeon in producing coconut products, coconut oils, coconut flours, coconut everything, and how she started from nothing to where she is. On the Good Citizen Show, you know what we do. We try to encourage you to make the best of the situation that is Nigeria. And so the topic for this week really is entrepreneurship, how to make it happen in the Nigerian real estate. So did you know that Nigeria's real estate sector accounts for 6.39% of Nigeria's GDP? It contributes 2.78 trillion naira to the GDP of the economy, and yet the real estate sector still has a serious housing deficit. Not because, so there's the issue that, many people cannot afford the housing available, but then also there's also the issue that there's a lot of demand and not enough supply for the type of housing that people can actually afford. So today in our Entrepreneurship Series, we're talking to the one and only CEO of Lagos, as I like to say, CEO of Lele. CEO of Lele, because I remember growing up, my mom was called Mommy Lagos, and so some of my cousins from the East, or even a family friend from the UK, they say Auntie Lele. And so when I think of you, when I think of CEO of Lagos, I think CEO of Lele, the one and only CEO of Lagos, Ichechi Okonkwo, who is a real estate mogul. She's a member of the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria and has been recognized with several awards, including Most Innovative Enterprising Real Estate Company, Inside Business Africa Corporate Excellence Award 2016, Best Enterprise, Best Manager Socrates Oxford UK Award 2017, Nigeria Entrepreneurs Award Real Estate Company of the Year 2016, Distinguished Customer Award Fidelity Bank 2015, amongst others. She's the MD CEO of Laundry King, a leading laundry and dry cleaning company with its headquarters in Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria. She's also a graduate of the Notable Igbinedion University, Okada, where she acquired a Bachelor of Science degree in Industrial Chemistry. Beg your pardon. She worked at Guarantee Trust Bank in e-business and card services, and then Systems and Control Group as an internal auditor for several years before she became the one and only CEO of Lagos. Welcome to the Good Citizen Show, Ichechi.
Thank you so much, Mommy Gio.
So Ichechi, as I was reading your names, I've always said Ichechi, and for this program actually, we had to look you up and everything. I saw Ichechi Chinaru Okonkwo. So Ichechi meaning what? The mind of God?
God's thoughts.
God's thoughts.
Chinaru Ekele is the full name.
Right. So all praises to God.
Means God. Yeah. Well, yeah.
All praises to God. Right.
Yes.
So basically, we're praising God now.
Yes.
And when I think of your Instagram page of the past week and your Buga videos, I'm like, oh my goodness. Do you know that I literally learned about that song through you? Literally, I didn't know that song.
So you're looking at an influencer,
Absolutely. I had no clue. And then one day, after seeing, I'll call on Instagram and I'll see Buga with the office, Buga at home, Buga. I'm like, I found myself singing Buga. And my phone like, you know Buga too.
My friends wake up humming Buga.
And the interesting thing, I think, is before I knew about your presence on social media, as a person, you're not necessarily the person that is on social media. Right. You're not. So how do you do that? So clearly you do that for business or something, because, as I had known you for a long time.
Yes.
before
And you actually told me that I didn't know you on social media. I think you mentioned it was your husband who.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who said, oh, you should, I was like, she says, and then I was like, wow, like, this is a totally different person. And I do find that with influencers, people with huge followership on social media, you find that they're not necessarily extroverted. So it's basically a platform that you consciously utilize to achieve your ends.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now that, to segue right into why we're here today, because, obviously you're an entrepreneur, you see opportunities, you take advantage of the opportunities that you find. How did you enter into real estate and make such a success of it?
So to put it in proper context, I came into Lagos between 2006 and 2007, and I came actually for my youth service. So during the youth service, I eventually served with Guarantee Trust Bank, and then I got retained afterwards, went to training school and all, and was there for a couple of years. During this time, my partner and I, who is my husband now, found each other, and a couple of years down the line, we got married. So I fully settled in Lagos afterwards. And so as a young wife, a young mom, a bank girl, I was experiencing high level stress at some point. And I looked deep and I saw that this stress was not unique to me. It was shared between my colleagues and I at the time. So Lagos is an urban city lifestyle. We call it hustling and bustling. So everyone is on the move.
Yes.
Monday to Friday, we're all busy working, to keep that lifestyle that we also dream about. And during the weekends, there are so many activities ranging from personal development activities to family functions to different Owambes, even work. So you have to sometimes go for trainings and all. And on top of all this, you still have to run your homes. You still have to do those chores that require your attention. And one of those chores everyone loves to hate is laundry.
Right.
So every Saturday you have to clean, launder, cook, tend to your family whilst doing every other thing, including Owambe in Lagos. So it was tedious, right? Monday to Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday you have to come back and iron all the clothes that you've washed. So it was quite a bit. And so identifying that pain that not wasn't only unique to me, but to my professional colleagues at the time, I had to think of a way to come in to solve that problem, and that's what birthed my entrepreneurship journey. And so Laundry King was birthed, and a few months after this, I figured that the business needed my time, and so I had to resign and then fully attend to it.
Right, so that was Laundry King, and we're going to real estate now. But then there's something that you did say that struck me, because every time people approach me and say, "Oh, Bekeme, you're doing well in business. What do you think I should do?" I say, "What do you know how to do? And what is your passion? And more importantly, what is the needs you're trying to meet?" So absolutely. So business, successful entrepreneurship is actually about providing the solution to a need, an actual need, not an imagined need, an actual need. And then you did that. Now, whilst you're talking about your real estate story, and let me stop here again and tell everybody, I mean, the first house that we bought in Lagos, after they ate our money the first time. The first house we bought in Lagos, we bought from you and your husband.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. It was an absolute pleasure, because I see that every time that you make a promise on developments, you actually follow through. We don't hear those stories of, oh, they paid money and then they didn't complete again, or because we had that already. We had our money eating literally till date. We never knew what happened with that money.
So
we let it go. We let it go. I had initially pushed, and I realized that these ones are not even serious people. We let it go.
So you and Emo are going to come and tell me your real estate story.
Our real estate story is very brief and to the point. But so we eventually bought from them, and and I have seen, and this is something I always said to you and to Dr. Ned, I have been very proud to see your progress. I mean, I don't know where you were at the time that we purchased, but in that time, in that intervening time, I have seen, you grow from lips, to bounds,
from
and all of
single
that.
unit houses on, the streets to the community.
Absolutely. And I've seen how you have transformed the face of that area, that, Chevron area of Lekki, and, and you're moving further and everything. So why that? How did you get into real estate? And can you tell us, about that journey? Because every time people see someone having excelled in an industry, they think, oh, they had connections, or it must have been rosy, oh, everything must have been laid out for them, the red carpet would have been rolled out for them. And actually that's why we're having these conversations, because we know that there are opportunities. So how did that come out? And if you're listening wherever you are at home, you're listening to the Good Citizen Show, do call us on 0700 923 93 93. Again, it's 0700 923 93 93 to ask her the questions, the most pressing questions that you want to know, either about starting a business or getting into real estate. This is your opportunity to get involved in this discussion. So over to you, Ichechi.
So after I resigned and left the bank, the story of how the organization was incorporated definitely will be told by Dr. Ned. So after I left GT Bank, and I had spent a couple of years formulating the structure and processes in Laundry King, at some point I got bored, because it could run on its own without me necessarily being there,
because you weren't washing by yourself anymore,
so
or
there was
you weren't delivery woman.
Yes, at some point I was utility staff. I was pickup girl, customer service, delivery, accounts and finance, and all. So at some point I had built my people. We had built the structure, so everything didn't depend on me, and I didn't need to physically be there all the time. So I needed, and I'm that kind of person who likes to aim really high, take on new challenges,
as you should,
raise the bar. And so I needed something, to challenge me at that time, because I felt I was very comfortable in that environment. So I needed to move. I needed to, get uncomfortable again. And so I started looking for other options. What next? What could I do? And then every business idea I came up with, everything I thought to do, I took to my Oga at the top, Dr. Ned, and he would say, it was like going to always defend your project. He would say no and dissect everything and tell me why this
may not work.
At the end of the day, what he was just trying to do and tell me was, you're not going to be putting in so much for so little. So you need to think of what you would, not put in so much, but at the end of the day, be very comfortable doing it. That challenge that you're looking for, be able to take it on and gradually, build yourself up the success ladder. And so after several trials, I decided to re-strategize. I initially was doing the real estate on the background, just referrals to our business, and I wasn't doing it as a proper business. So I decided to take on one of our subsidiaries and begin to market our properties officially. And so I told him about it. I bought cars, hired staff, so that it's easy for them to move around to do inspection and all. And then I knew I wanted to do it different.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't want to come into the space and just exist. I wanted to do it. I wanted to be uniquely different. And I hope I am really doing that.
I believe you are.
And so that's how I got into real estate. And then a few years down the line, he saw what I was doing, and he said, babe, it's time for you to come in fully and then take over the mantle of leadership.
So what was he doing initially? How was he selling his properties?
Dr. Ned is a born marketer. So outside the marketing, I tell people your product,
must be good.
Yes, outsells itself if you actually give the value that people are looking for. So he invests, he invests so much in actually meeting that need.
Yes.
So he identified what people were looking for. Growing up, a lot of us wanted to live that lifestyle where we had swimming pool, all the social amenities you can think of, because most times you have to go to a hotel or a clubhouse to be able to use those amenities.
Yes.
Right? Or you have to be living in highbrow area with really rich parents, to be able to afford that lifestyle. And so he looked at the lifestyle and said, this is a dream a lot of people have. If we can find a way to build that dream into communities, then, would have made them, would have helped them actually realize these dreams. And so that was how.
So you're helping a lot of middle class, singles, families to achieve that life of their dreams. So
Absolutely.
you don't necessarily need to live
on your own in
I don't know,
single
Banana
house.
Island or whatever, and pay through your nose. You actually can have that same experience wherever you are.
Living in a VCH community, yes.
Absolutely. So, so you said Dr. Ned obviously had gone into real estate and, you joined in, you brought this expertise. And something that I like to say to people, I even said it at our morning discussion today, for me to be able to sell something convincingly, I have to believe in what I'm selling.
Yes.
And that's what you've pointed out. You need to aim for excellence when you actually are in charge of producing something or when you're leading whatever. And that's a conversation that can be had for any industry that anybody seeks to going to. And again, let me just remind everyone, it's 0700 923 923 923. You don't know whether they will give you a short code for discount on the house. So you better calling it 0700 923 923 923. So let's go to the issue of Lagos. How is it? Or if I may start, let's go back to you as a woman in a male-dominated market. As with any profession in Nigeria, I see that a lot of women do not consider themselves being taken seriously when they enter into real estate. So say, oftentimes is who is behind you and all of that. So can you tell us about, any specific strategies that you use to overcome this perception or this attitude to you being in this business?
Okay, so I don't think we need to constantly overflog this particular issue, because the truth be told, even the men don't have it handed to them most times.
True that.
So having that in mind, anyone can excel anywhere. Anyone's grass can be green. The only difference is in your resolve. And so I would say when I decided to go into real estate, I already knew, in fact, from the very first thing I did outside my bank job, the laundry business is a male-dominated space.
Yes.
And
right
at the time I started, there was little or no mentorship. And so I had to learn. So anywhere you are in any industry, the same as pilots, everyone will say it's a male-dominated space.
Yes.
But there are women there now excelling.
Yes.
And it's just their resolve. If you want to be there, you'll do everything to ensure that you excel there.
That
so
you know your onions.
Find a way to earn your place. You need to learn, humble yourself, and learn from those who have gone ahead of you.
Absolutely.
So when I came into real estate, I had very small clue. My dad is a surveyor. Okay. And so I wasn't a novice, so to speak, because he used to do a lot of construction to back home. So all the lands that he gets, he's always building one thing or the other. But I didn't pay particular attention at that time. It was when I started working with my husband that I started paying attention. So everybody who knows me knows I'm fashionable. I love to wear heels and all. But then when I get to site, I take off my shoes. I have my Crocs or my sneakers in the car. I wear them and I go into that sun everyone is avoiding.
Yes.
And I ask the questions that need to be asked.
Absolutely.
I observe what they're doing. I learned on the job. I learned to ask questions. I sought the knowledge I needed for project management, finance, construction, sales, name it. I learned. And so anyone can decide to take on anything, but you just need to first make up your mind that you want to do it.
Yes.
And then you get all the relevant knowledge that you require.
Absolutely. And don't actually think that because you're a woman, things should be made easier for you.
No, even the men, more often than not. It's just that we still have the girl-child education issue. And so you have more men exposed than women. And then, of course, cultural differences. So you have, more men with, upper hand when it comes to places where they can, they're allowed to speak, where they're allowed to express themselves, because of our culture.
Yes.
But then, nothing stops any woman from doing anything.
Yeah, so if they don't invite you into those rooms, create the rooms for you
break
to
down
be
the walls.
Break down the walls, do whatever you absolutely need to do to get where you need to go. So, hello? Okay. We've lost that call. We had a caller try to calling. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for calling the Good Citizen Show. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Mr. Osoro.
Mr. Awosoro.
Yes.
All right, sir. What's your question today?
I'm quite impressed by the story of the lady in the studio.
Yes.
Thank you.
How she started the laundry business and how she went into the real estate. I'm impressed.
Thank you very much.
I would like to know the name of the real estate company. Especially you told us that they dealt with you very, very well. And that is the kind of referral we are looking for. Not those that took your money and they ran away. So
Yeah.
I would like to know the name of this company, how we can contact the company. Thank you very much.
All right, over to you, Ichechi. Thank you for calling.
Thank you so much, Mr. Usoro, for your kind feedback. The name of our company is Victoria Crest Homes, and you can find us on all social platforms and on our website. You can just check www.victoriacresthomes.ng.
All right, thank you. So finally, before we go, again, this is for the benefit of those listeners who think, I'm a mom, how can I do all these things? So can you share some strategies around how you manage doing all of this? Because I know it's not easy. I know how it's not easy for me. I know how I stay till 3 a.m., sometimes 5 a.m. in the morning, trying to make things work. So, but what tips would you say that you have for being, a full-time mom and a full-time entrepreneur?
So, I would say that none should give way for the other.
Yes.
You would have to find a way to integrate every aspect of your work life and your family life. And that's what I have continued to do. So where you need support, you get the adequate and right support at every point in your life. But then you shouldn't allow anyone suffer. When growing up, my mom used to always say something to my sister and I, especially. She says it to all of us, but to two of us who are the girls, especially, she will say, you have to learn to keep all your balls in the air.
Okay.
Keep juggling them in the air.
Right.
So none should drop. You can't drop your self-development. You can't drop your children's education. You can't drop your marriage. You can't drop being the best mom. You can't drop being an amazing wife. You can't drop being the best boss. You can't drop anyone. And so you have to find a way to integrate them all. There's no, it's difficult to say there is a balance. There's no balance.
There is a tall order for women, though. It's basically domestic goddess in the corporate
There's no
world.
balance, so you have to find a way to integrate them all and get the support you need when you need them.
So 4 quick trivia questions before we go. Millionaire or billionaire?
Be all day.
Cook for your husband or hire a cook?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I do both. Not a superwoman, so I can't be in the kitchen, be in school. I'm coming from school now, so you mentioned how do you be a mom, be a wife.
Yes.
So I had to be in school because my kids had spelling bee today.
Okay.
Now, if the husband needs food right now, I'm here with you. So what happens?
Can't split yourself into 3, can you?
Thank you.
Drive your kids to school or use the school bus?
No, I don't do school bus.
Okay, finally, live in Nigeria or overseas?
Different. So the only thing that I would say to that is we all have to make sure infrastructure works better in Nigeria. That's what a lot of us are running away to other countries for.
And you are contributing to that infrastructure that we so badly need. Thank you so much, Ichechi Okonkwo, CEO, VCH Homes. Thank you so much for joining us today. Ichechi is actually starting her own entrepreneurship series, talking about her real estate journey on her YouTube channel. So do go follow her. And thank you so much for listening to the Good Citizen Show. It's been me, Bekeme, aka the one and only Mommy Gio. Every other one is fake. Same time next week, Friday at 5:30 p.m. We'll be here to bring you the show. Take care. God bless and bye-bye.